Couple more days of the transfer window. Where are we at? Are we expecting anybody else in before 11 o'clock tomorrow night?
It doesn't look like it, no. I was expecting to try and get a striker in, but that fell through over the weekend. So it's disappointed at the moment. It doesn't look like we're going to bring anybody else in.
What happened?
Well, without going into detail, there were one or two issues and we couldn't get it over the line.
And then alternative options, because you've said sort of from day one that you really wanted to bolster that area of your squad. Are you just going to have to...
It looks like, I think so, yeah. I think we're going to have to go with what we've got, you know. And the young lads have done really well. I didn't really want to, obviously, put so much pressure on them. But, you know, you look at what's available and how much they're going to cost. And, you know, we just look as though we're going to have to go with the young lads. And I haven't got a problem with them. They've great attitude, as all the lads have at the club, you know.
Things can come up last minute, of course.
Yeah.
So are there any still irons in the fire that possibly might
Not
come
that
to
I'm
fruition?
well, I'm seeing Mark later on this afternoon. He's been away, so I'm hoping there might be one or two things cropped up, but I'm not optimistic if I'm honest, because most of the loan players that we looked at from the Premier League have already gone, and so it's going to be a little bit. You never know, last minute jobs. There might be somebody crop up at the last minute, but I don't want to take somebody for the sake of it. I want to take them because I think they're better than what we have.
Forwards creating enough chances for you at the moment. Is that the issue, or just not putting the ball in the back of the net when those chances are coming out?
Yeah, both. I think we're creating enough. I just think we're not clinical enough, really. It's not that end. I know we haven't scored a lot of goals, but it's not that end that's been bothering me. It's been the goals we've conceded, really. I don't think nothing to do with coaching or anything else, really, when you look at the mistakes that we've made. But I can't, like I said, I can't fault the effort. The effort's been fabulous.
In terms of errors being made then, that must drive you nuts as a manager, because it's not, as you say, something you can necessarily coach out of.
No, I'm hoping now. I've had a chat with one or two lads since the game at the weekend, and I think one or two probably had one or two things going on in the mind that I've put to bed now, and I think they can just concentrate on the games now. You know, it's very unlikely to make the mistakes that he's made this season, but I think the window closing will shut that. I think that's been a lot of pressure on him with, been a lot of rumours about this club after him and that club after him. And sometimes it can just get to you that. But I noticed the difference in him this morning after our talk in the training ground, smiling and not being miserable all the time and walking around with, on his phone all the time. So, I'm hoping that we get the proper Lee now for the rest of the season.
Has there been any official interest in Lee Nichols?
No, only rumours. That's all, only rumours. And, I think, his agent as well have been saying one or two things. But no, not anything official. And I have told him that, as I would to any player. I've always told players when we get somebody making an interest or an offer, I don't think you can keep it away, because when they ask you, when they give you an offer, 99 out of 100 times they've already spoken to the player. so it's nothing secret.
In terms of what you say to Lee Nichols, then is it just a reassurance that we want you, we don't want you to be going anywhere?
I think he knows that, Catherine. I think he's a good pro. He's just had the world on his shoulders the last 3 weeks. He hasn't looked happy, and I've said I want you to smile a bit more now, and that's gone now. The window's gone. It's a new game. The mistakes he's made really. Have been elementary, really, for Lee. He's a top-class keeper. So I noticed, like I said, that sort of skipping his, today on the training ground, and hopefully that'll be the start, and we'll get back to where he was. I mean, he had a great game at Middlesbrough, had a very good game against Leicester until he made a mistake there, really. So it's there, and I just think it's, I think sometimes these things build up in players, and hopefully now with midnight tomorrow, he can relax and get on with it.
Is he a player that is very self-critical, kind of goes away and dwells on things?
I think all goalies are, Catherine. They've all got to be a bit daft to be a goalkeeper, haven't they? So I always think they've got a shilling missing, goalkeepers diving at people's feet and every day of the week. So I think they're probably the most critical of their own performance, really, in the team. I think because they're unfortunate in the fact that when they make a mistake, it usually costs us a goal. Whereas strikers can miss 2 or 3 sitters and nobody said too much. So it is a difficult position. We haven't really had any gifts like we've given away. We're working hard to get our goals, and we haven't had many, what I call gifts really, like other teams. Other teams that we've played this year have had massive lifts with the goals that we've conceded at crucial times. So I'm hoping that we can change that now and get on with it really.
You mentioned the strikers as well, and we've talked a little bit about the chances created. It always seems that when there is a little bit of a dip, or not got the wins that you maybe should have had, that somebody always gets highlighted as a scapegoat, and unfortunately it seems like Danny Ward's getting a bit of flack at the moment, that kind of coupled with people clamouring for another striker. Do you think that criticism has been unfair?
Yeah, of course I do, yeah. I mean, the lad's been playing on his own, hasn't seen much of the ball really. We've not kept it well enough to give him opportunities. We haven't had that extra pass that I'm hoping Ben Wiles gives us. So it's a thankless task for Danny Ward. Fortunately for Danny Ward, I'm his biggest fan.
And do you need to have that conversation with him, or does he just know that no matter what the peripheral noise might be, he's got your back?
Well, I don't. Obviously, I'm not aware of the noise. Are you with me? Whenever I've had Danny's always been criticised. If I'm honest. He's that type of player. He tries hard, and sometimes he needs a goal to get up and go in, and he's not managed to do that yet. So, but the effort, I'm really delighted in Danny how much effort he's putting in. As I am all the lads. I don't think there's anybody shirking a shift at the moment.
You mentioned Ben Wiles. Everyone's excited to see what he brings to the party. Is he available to start on Saturday?
Yeah, we managed to get him registered at 12:01. He's just a lad who I've always liked for the last couple of years, really. Like I say, could have gone to Burnley last year for quite big money, really. And that didn't materialise, and I'm just delighted to have him. He's the only player that I've sort of paid money for, isn't he, this year? And I think he's a very important part. We needed that extra, especially with David Kasumo being out injured. We've been a bit unlucky there with him. We've lost him and Tom Lees, and they were real mainstay of that run that we had at the end of last season, really. So nobody really mentions those two, but it'll be great to get them back.
With Ben, what are the main things that you're hoping he's going to bring to the team?
Just his energy. He's got energy. He's got an eye for a nice ball. He doesn't shirk a tackle. I think it's great to think about him and Jack Radoni playing together. It's a lot of energy there.
Are you seeing early signs in training that they can work together?
Well, we keep putting them on the same side in these games to see, like we've done one or two in other departments as well. So I just think it's you need new faces around the place, and it was nice to get him over the line.
West Brom then, what sort of challenge do you think they will present on Saturday?
Well, I mean, they won 4-2 last weekend against Middlesbrough, didn't they? And some good goals. I just think we can give them. I think we can give anybody a good game, mate. It's just one of those. I think we've got to go there with a positive attitude. They really have a go at you to start with. Everybody knows Carlos is on the front foot. They have some really good players, but so do we. So I'm looking forward to it. It'd be nice to go into the international break and just get that first win on board. Absolutely, yeah, it will. It's going to be a tough game, but I've always enjoyed going to West Brom. I thought we were unlucky last year. Just Matty's lazy foot coming across. I can see it now. The penalty, I don't think they would have scored in a million years last year. But it was given, and we lost the game. Once again, we will get opportunities. Can we take them? Can we limit our mistakes? And I think it's a good stadium to play in at the Hawthorns. enjoyed there nearly took over once. So it's a, they're really passionate about the team, and I always get a good welcome on the bench.
How close did you come to getting a gig at West Brom then?
Yeah, not far off. Yeah, well, many years ago, before 2000. I don't know that many, but can't remember who it was now. It was a solicitor who was in charge there.
Who knows?
Or a barrister.
Just quickly then, team news-wise, we've touched on a couple of the injuries that I think you said weren't due back until after the international break. Is there anybody else who's picked up an injury since we last saw you?
Not really. We 1 or 2 little knocks. We 1 or 2 of the players. I can't see David and Leesy really till after the international break. Leesy's really training hard. David's in front of him, but with 2 weeks break is not worth risking, I don't think.
And you'll be glad when the window shuts then tomorrow night, presumably.
Well, I will, but it hasn't really affected me much, has it? Really? I mean, we've lost. I think we've lost 23 players since the end of last season, and we've signed 4. So you've just got to do your best with what you've got, really, and I think that's what we're doing. I think the staff and myself, we're really queued in for it. We've got some good players, and we've got to get a little bit more out of them, and help and limit the mistakes, like we've said. I think it's important we get the lads like David and Tom back, because the squad is not, it's not massive. And if we don't get a striker in, we've got to ask the young lads to, step up to the challenge, really. And Delano, he's done well in training as well this week.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks, Catherine.
Steve.
Hi Neil. Are you expecting any more departures tomorrow or today?
Probably Scott High. There's a couple of clubs after him. One in particular I think he's very interested in. You know about Aaron Rowe, don't you? So I think just Scott. I don't think there is anybody that can go out really, Stephen. Yeah. I think we've run out of. I did get the names here, but I don't think there's anybody else.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some good loan moves there. Presumably, it's all players that need to go and get that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said to Josh Osterfield today, I'm sorry, son, but I can't see you being able to go out, because if we do have any, I think he's done really well this pre-season. So I said to him, if you don't get any opportunities before Christmas, I'll let you go out then. But at the moment, I think he's probably too important. He's done ever so well. So we'll probably keep hold of Josh until the next window.
Do you feel that you have enough if you can't get that extra signing done?
Well, I think you can only do your best, and I think I've been delighted with the response of the fans. I think the fans have watched the games, and I think they've seen the amount of effort that we're putting in. And I think if fans see that sort of effort, and they know that I'm working my socks off, Ronnie and the staff, then I think they can forgive you certain things. Yes, we'd all like more points on board. I think every game we've played has been winnable, including Norwich. But circumstances have been that we've got 1 point. But it's not. It's not all doom and gloom. I think like I say, I think they're a good group of lads, and we've got to build again now, and maybe try things differently here and there. And I know that like I said, the training's going really well this week, so hopefully that it's a good sign.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of the work sort of in between the 2 penalty boxes has been going well. It's just sharpening up at both ends, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I mean, that's where you win and lose them, isn't it? I've been like I say, I have been disappointed with the majority of the goals we've conceded, because I think every goal we've conceded has given the opposition a massive lift at such crucial times where I felt we're doing so. I mean, at Norwich, I felt we were so good on the front foot to start with, and then I mean, the penalty. Not in a million years is that a penalty. I spent 2.5 hours writing a report out today on the referee, and it'll be interesting to see if I get a reply back from them. But the lad's got the ball first, but he's kicked Matty and gone down. But such a bad position to give it. So it'll be interesting to see what feedback I get.
Yeah, that's all from me.
Right, brilliant.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone.
Can I just say with that, Stephen? You know, like one or two comments made about the situation. You know, from Kevin and what have you, what's been brought to my attention. It is a difficult. Everybody's disappointed that we've only got 1 point. So it's not just, you know, the people above us, but everybody below. But we are giving everything. The team's giving everything. I'm giving everything, and I'm looking at, you know, when I pick the papers up. You know, it's all right saying we're disappointed. I was disappointed on Sunday when I picked the papers up, and 4 of my main targets in the transfer window in the summer. One had made a goal for a winning team, a smaller club than ours in the Championship. 2 had scored goals in the Championship. And the midfield player was my number 1 target, had got a star in another game. You know, so when I see things like that, because we can't afford those players, it disappoints me as well. Are you with me? Because I felt, you know, we could have been in getting 4 or 5 good players to the squad. I didn't realise at the time that my budget would include the players that we re-signed. Right. And you know, so I've been disappointed a lot in many things, but I think, you know, I've got to keep my own counsel. But rest assured, the fans can be rest assured, there'll be nobody goes on that pitch without commitment, 100%, and that's what I've been really pleased with, and I'll continue to do that as long as I'm asked to do it.